a story with you. When I was a kid, I loved aeroplanes. Growing up in a small town, Lomé, the capital city of Togo in West Africa, every flight that departed from that town could be heard by everyone. And so my fascination for aeroplanes grew day by day. And tough luck to me, my mom and my sister knew that. And they used it to their advantage every time I would refuse to eat a meal that was cooked at home. Because we didn't grow up with much, we ate the same thing from Monday to Sunday. So here's what they would do. They would promise me that right after I finish eating the meal, we'll go and catch a plane. And to make me believe it, they will ensure that they dress me up in that one Christmas attire, which was the only thing we basically had for special occasions and for Christmas. And I would go very enthusiastically eat that meal, and right after my sister would take my hand, we'll take a walk for 50 to 100 meters, and she'll be like, sorry, the pilot has left. Oh, I fell for it each and every time. Though when I look back right now, I just really couldn't understand how could I have fallen for such. But hey, it's the mind of a kid. However though, I would say that those actions already planted in me seeds that will push me to wanting to go after things that can enable me to buy my own flight ticket. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure and honor to be standing here today. The stand which I call the stand of truth. This stand is going to allow me the opportunity to stretch your mind to new dimensions. Sow in you seeds of confidence, innovations, new lifestyles, and even healthier relationships. This position is going to allow me the opportunity to disrupt and distrust any thinking pattern which could hinder your success. The truth is, I am obsessed by success. Not the success which is viewed as the accumulation of cars and mansions, nor the one which is viewed by the domination as one group over the next. No. But the success which is beautifully defined by James William as an inner ideal which is persistently pursued with courage, and an outer achievement related to that ideal. Earl Nightingale hits the nail on its head for me when he defines success as a progressive realization of a worthy ideal. In other words, whatever it is that you find yourself doing, large or small, significant or not, petty or not, as long as you find yourself progressing in your worthy ideal, you can qualify yourself as successful. Great parameters, right? Here's the thing though. When we apply the definition of this wise man in the life of an average individual, there are two hiccups. Hiccup number one, in order for you to even pursue an ideal, you've got to have one. Hiccup number two, an ideal that is worthy to you today may not necessarily be worthy to you tomorrow. And I give you a very great bonus in hiccup number three. An ideal that you judge worthy to you. The idea that is in your mind is only framed based on the things that you have been exposed to. An ideal that you judge worthy to you, it's only based on the conditioning of your society's norms to think and to dream. Coming to that realization blew my mind. For all my life, I have been chasing success. And in my line of work, which consists in helping people build a bridge between where they are to where they want to be, or helping companies go from idea level and actually incept and scale, I've come to understand that there are three types of people. There are those that have no reason to bounce from their beds in the morning, no purpose, no reason to do whatsoever. And there are those who struggle consistently between who they are and their life purpose. And then you have a third group who by fire or ice wake up every single morning doing whatever they can to fulfill what they believe their life mission to be. Nicholas Butler said it best, that there are those that watch it happen. Those who wonder what the heck was just happened. And then there are those who make it happen. But do you know what blew my mind the most? Is to actually find out that whether you are the one that's making things happen, or the one that watching it happen, or the one who wonder what has just happened, those three people fight the same battle. And it's the battle against the three toughest demons of mankind: fear, self-doubt, and low self-esteem. Fear, an emotion induced by a perceived danger, which causes us to flee or retreat, physiologically speaking, or emotionally, in the face of adversities. Self-doubt, a paralyzing force which stops us from taking action. Low self-esteem is the feeling of being unlovable, awkward, and incompetent, the lack of confidence. My story of chasing success starts from when I actually finished my high school at the age of 15 and going to university with a ratio of 4,000 students to one professor. I decided to leave my country to a better destination which will offer me the opportunity to realize the dreams that I had. The journey was long, ladies and gentlemen. It was tough and rough. On that journey, days came where there was no shelter for me. Days came where I had no food to eat. Days came where there was nobody to go to. With 18 months spent on the outside, on the road, my mom thought I was dead. But was it worth it? Was it a journey that taught me the things that I wanted to learn out of life? Oh, yes, it did. But notice that even the day that will come, and the days that will come each and every day, I will wake up fighting for the worthy ideal that was worthy for me at the time, by the way, which is providing for my mom and taking her out of the debt that she took mostly to raise us. Notice that my ideal, they were only framed based on where I came from. So deep within, I'll be battling also against those three demons. And even when I made it to senior management, accounting for millions of dollars, managing over hundreds of people, and eventually deciding to start my own coaching and speaking business, speaking to millions of people around the world, they will still come creeping in the middle of the night, telling me, hey, do you think you can do this? Asking me, do you believe that you really can make a difference? You know you are African. Who wants to hear what you've got to say? You know that every time you actually fly in a Western country, you are taken in as the first suspect to be asked questions. Do you think you can do that? And I will find myself pacing in my room every night, talking myself out of it. Fear, self-doubt, and low self-esteem. The three demons continuously feeding from our perceptions. Notice, fear is an emotion induced by a perceived danger or threat. What this means is, you shift your perception, you shift your thinking. You shift your thinking, you create a new set of actions. With a new set of actions, you create new habits. With new habits, you forge a new character. With a new character, a new belief system. Perpetual transformation is the ultimate key against the three demons. My favorite Bible verse says that do not conform to the things of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Do not conform to your perception. Do not conform to your circumstances, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Fear, self-doubt, and low self-esteem. The reason why Africa, even though the richest continent on earth, is still the poorest, is exactly because of the three demons. We can blame colonization and slavery as much as we want, but it's only when we tap into a deep sense of realization, when we are fully aware of what we are dealing with deep within and take concrete actions to renew our self-esteem, only then transformation happens. And that's when we'll see a young African being innovative enough to be able to come up with a technology like cool tech water, which can desalinate seawater and power up an entire town. Or generational African transformation, which can be triggered by a virtual education platform called AfriMoneyUniversity. An education platform supported by a capital patient enough with a purpose to renew the self-esteem of the young Africans and entrust them with the technological thinking and skills which they can use to trigger the development on the continent. And while they are, they might as well build a network of black successful entrepreneurs around the world to mentor the young ones on the continent. Transformation is what is needed. Let me share a story with you. One day, this woman inboxed me, and she shared a story with me that broke my heart. She said that she lived with a husband that beat her up, called her names, strangled her. And she said, I quote, that sucked life out of me. So immediately I said, hey, look, before we do any kind of work, please seek assistance from the state or move in with another relative. And here's what she said. I don't think I'm good enough. If I leave, who will want me? He's paying half of the rent, so I can't leave. So even though this woman is gambling with her life and a lifetime trauma, she chooses to do what most of us do. She chooses to die slowly inside. And that is the exact purpose of the three demons, to use life challenges to dim our light inside and to make us subdue to what I call the zombie factor. The zombie factor is a state in which a person has no drive, no purpose, no goals, no ambitions, nothing to look forward to in the next day. It's basically a person that is stuck in a time machine counting down to their date of death. Fear, self-doubt, and low self-esteem. The three demons which can suck life out of you. Transformation is defined as the change of one's outer form, from one which it was to another, which is the result of an inner change. An inner change which can be triggered by the recreation of a new environment. And the truth is, it may not necessarily be comfortable. Nah, comfort is not part of it. But that is what we need. For that woman, her time machine could have been her husband. For others, it's their boyfriends, their families, and for some, it's their jobs. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, it's time we take a stand against the three toughest demons of mankind. It's time that we transform by the renewing of our minds. I know somebody listening to me right now is thinking, oh yeah, it's easier said than done. Oh, yeah, you're correct. It's not easy. And it almost never will be to think and dream beyond your circumstances, let alone take blind, faithful actions to bring those dreams to life. But that is the exact purpose of transformation. Being able to create in the face of adversities. A friend of mine wrote that God is an observer, man is a creator. I'm going to share this with a personal story of mine. Right after I left corporate, I started a few businesses, and one of them was pretty successful. I started with a very close friend of mine. One morning, I got a call from the bank that our bank account was drained. And right after the call from the bank, the taxman called. And apparently, that friend of mine emptied our account and is in the wind till today. So I had two choices. To either be stuck with the fears and the doubts and the low self-esteem that this experience has brought me, or use it as a springboard to actually bounce back and recreate a new reality. The choice is always ours. Life is full of challenges. Sometimes we let ourselves down, or sometimes it's the people we love and trust the most that actually let us down. But the truth is, whether we are the ones who watch it happen, whether we are the ones who wonder what the heck has just happened, whether we are those who make it happen, we have the choice to become slave of those three toughest demons of mankind: fear, self-doubt, and low self-esteem, and be sucked by the zombie factor, or we have the choice to use those three, turn them into confidence, and bounce back and change our life for the better so we can fulfill our purpose and achieve our full potential. My name is Dossou. Remember, you can be great, and see you on top.